I stand before the gates of Uniwersytet w Białymstoku, Białystok, and I feel a chill that is not the whisper of autumn wind, but the cold breath of broken promise. I recall stepping onto a campus that pretended to be a temple of knowledge, yet every stone seemed to echo the sigh of neglect. First, I am greeted by a schedule that changes like the tide. One day a lecture is at 9 in the morning, the next it is moved to a twilight hour without warning. This is not a simple inconvenience. It shatters the rhythm of life, forces me to rearrange work, family, health. The mind cannot concentrate when the anchor of time is fluid. The chaos reveals a management that does not respect the time of its own students. The professors arrive unprepared, their eyes glazed as if they have read no book for weeks. They speak in monotone, their slides are blank, their answers are vague. When a teacher is unprepared, the student learns nothing. Knowledge is a seed that needs water. A teacher who does not water it leaves the seed to wither. This lack of preparation is a symptom of a system that does not invest in training, that treats teaching as a job rather than a vocation. I sit in a lecture hall where the paint peels like old skin, the chairs creak with a sigh of exhaustion, and the air smells faintly of mildew. The building is outdated, the heating fails in winter, the windows let in drafts. A cold body cannot focus on abstract ideas. The environment tells the mind that the institution does not care for comfort, that the value of the student is less than the cost of a coat. The bureaucracy is a nightmare of endless paperwork. A simple request for a transcript requires 3 forms, 3 visits to a desk where the clerk looks bored, and a promise that the document will be ready in a few days. In reality, it arrives weeks later, if at all. This endless loop teaches me that the university values paperwork over people. It drains hope, wastes time, and creates a feeling of powerlessness. I discover that the promise of courses in English is a lie. The website glitters with bright statements, yet the catalogue offers only a handful of classes in a foreign tongue. International students arrive with bright eyes and discover that they cannot understand the language of instruction. This misleads and isolates them, forces them to abandon their dreams or to struggle in silence. It is a betrayal that stems from false marketing and a lack of genuine inclusion. The sociology program is described by a fellow traveler as without sense and unnecessary. I sit in that classroom and hear lectures that repeat cliches, that provide no critical tools, that treat human behavior as a static tableau. When a field of study is hollow, it wastes the tuition paid, it steals the future of those who believed it would open doors. The university thus sells a product that is empty, and the buyer receives only disappointment. One professor, a lady named El Sejian, stands out as a beacon of discouragement. Her tone is cold, her feedback is harsh, and she seems to delight in driving students to consider changing their direction. A teacher who crushes rather than cultivates creates an environment where learners fear to speak, where curiosity dies. This reflects a culture that rewards intimidation over inspiration. I encounter discrimination. As an international student from a former Soviet land, I feel the stares, hear the whispers, see the subtle exclusion. The support services are non-existent. Mental health resources are a myth. When a person is isolated, anxiety grows, confidence erodes. The university's failure to protect vulnerable minds shows a deep moral flaw. The dormitories are cramped, the walls stained, the carpet sticky with forgotten spills. A night spent in such a room is a battle with discomfort, a constant reminder that the institution does not value basic dignity. Poor living conditions affect sleep, health, academic performance. It is a cascade. Bad sleep leads to bad
grades, leads to frustration, leads to withdrawal. Tuition fees are high, yet the education delivered is subpar. I pay a sum that should buy modern laboratories, thoughtful mentors, vibrant discourse. Instead, I receive outdated equipment, indifferent staff, and hollow syllabi. This mismatch is theft, a violation of contract, a betrayal of trust. All these failures combine like dark clouds gathering over a once hopeful horizon. Each complaint is a thread that, when woven together, creates a tapestry of misery. The schedule chaos leads to missed appointments. The unprepared teachers leave gaps in knowledge. The crumbling facilities chill the spirit. The bureaucracy drains time. The false promises erode trust.
Businesses near Uniwersytet w Białymstoku, Białystok, they can be tricky sometimes. Like you think you are safe, but then someone does something sneaky. I was looking into crimes here, and it is sad. First, discount stores near Uniwersytet Białymstoku Białystok, they have this problem with loyalty scams. Like this one man, he took used loyalty booklets from the checkout, changed the barcodes, and kept getting free plushy toys. Over 70 times, the store lost so much money, like 3,500 zloty. Can you believe that? I think the police caught him, but who knows how many others do this. Tourists might not notice, but stores here have to watch for this. Then there is this building supply store near Uniwersytet Białymstoku Białystok. A man switched price tags, putting cheap prices on expensive things. He did it until he got caught and the store lost 1,300 zloty. Like, how greedy can you be? Tourists might not buy building supplies, but if stores here do not check prices, who knows what else gets switched. And then there is this woman, Miroza Wam, who fooled so many stores. She made fake company logos and gave wrong account numbers, stealing thousands. Like, how do people even think of this? Stores near Uniwersytet Białymstoku Białystok must be careful, but tourists might not know. It is just sad, you know. People come here, they trust the stores, and then someone ruins it. I hope the scammers got in trouble, but who knows? Maybe they are still out there. Be careful near Uniwersytet Białymstoku Białystok, okay?
Businesses near Uniwersytet Białymstoku Białystok share a common thread of disappointment that can feel like a rainy day that never clears. The atmosphere is often heavy with waiting, rude encounters, and prices that seem designed to empty pockets rather than fill stomachs. This pattern emerges across many types of establishments, from the shopping center to the coffee shop, from the beauty clinic to the nightclub, and even the small bakery that pretends to be a culinary oasis. In the large G-City Biała complex, the experience can feel like a maze of frustration. The currency exchange desk inside the mall is known for aggressive attitudes, with staff shouting at customers and refusing to explain basic procedures. Bank representatives have been described as intrusive, constantly approaching shoppers as if they were unwanted guests. The underground car park adds to the misery with a broken gate that can trap a vehicle for an hour, leaving drivers to wonder if they have signed up for a free parking meditation session. Even the fast food outlet inside the mall has mixed up orders, serving the wrong item and leaving diners wondering if the kitchen is playing a practical joke. A children's activity area promised fun but delivered chaotic supervision, with staff denying reasonable requests and treating families like a nuisance. A vape shop refused to sell a legal product to a verified adult, citing age doubts with a sour expression that could sour even the most seasoned teen. These moments together paint a picture of a commercial hub where impatience and poor service are the norm. The Villa Beauty Clinic Dermacosmetic tells a similar story of neglect. The salon's approach to ear piercings resulted in severe inflammation, leaving a client to seek emergency care after being advised to use a home remedy that only worsened the condition. When the complaint was raised, the response was dismissive, suggesting the client simply visit a general practitioner. Manicure services have been reported to cause painful skin cuts due to overly aggressive filing, transforming a beauty ritual into an accidental surgery. These accounts suggest that the promise of professional care is often replaced by careless handling and a lack of accountability. Fly High Coffee, despite its appealing name, often feels like a lesson in patience. Customers have reported waiting up to 40 minutes for a simple cup of coffee, only to receive a drink that tastes more like diluted milk than a rich espresso. The staff are described as indifferent, ignoring tables, and failing to acknowledge the presence of diners who struggle with mobility. The menu is confusing, offering items that do not match the description, such as a salmon bun that contains low-quality fish and a breakfast that costs as much as a small dinner elsewhere. Prices are high and the quality low, making the experience feel like paying for a fancy coffee shop atmosphere without the underlying taste. The service staff appear disengaged, often watching each other rather than attending to guests, turning a visit into a test of endurance. Rococo 2, Zero Białystok Club promises nightlife excitement but delivers a series of mishaps that could rival a slapstick comedy. Language barriers are evident, with staff unable to converse in English or Russian, leaving foreign visitors to feel like they have entered a secret society. Security personnel have been reported to lock bathroom doors and berate patrons with vulgar explanations, treating a simple restroom visit as a hostile takeover. The entry policy appears arbitrary, allowing some guests free access while demanding payment from others without clear reasoning. Inside the club, fights are handled with force rather than mediation, resulting in pepper spray incidents that leave attendees with burned faces and bruised egos. Drink service is chaotic, with waiters mixing water instead of vodka and bartenders appearing more interested in drinking than serving.
The overall impression is a venue where the fun is hidden behind a curtain of poor management and unsafe practices. Finally, the establishment known as Sztuka Chleba I Wina, which advertises itself as a place for good bread and wine, often fails to deliver on its promises. The staff have been observed checking identification for drinks in a manner that feels more like an interrogation than a routine check, followed by snide remarks that make guests feel judged. Orders are ignored or delayed, and when food finally arrives, it may contain foreign objects such as stray hairs.